It's the 1865 End of the Year News Special on channel 1865, coming at you live at 1865 o'clock.
So let's get started. On January 31st, Congress passed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. This freed all slaves and abolished slavery. Oh, what's that? Right now we have some slaves on the side cheering.
This year, a press conference went on between our president and the vice president of the Confederates. Now, the meeting didn't go too well, as you can imagine, because the war still went on. But it happened February 3rd at Hampton Roads in Virginia. The meeting didn't go well, as through history has shown, and the war raged on pretty strong from there.
On March 4th, inauguration ceremonies were held for President Lincoln in Washington, D.C. On April 2nd, Grant's forces began a general advance and broke through Lee's lines at Petersburg. Confederate Chief Ambrose P. Hill is killed. Lee then evacuates Petersburg. The Confederate capital is evacuated as well. Fires break out and looting and riots continue for a few days. The next day, Union forces and troops enter and raise the Stars and Stripes.
The last offensive for Lee's Army of Northern Virginia begins with an attack on the center of Grant's forces at Petersburg. Now, we won. We went in there and we destroyed them. We had lots of well-supplied units, and we went in there and we showed them how it's done. We won the battle, and we won the war. President Lincoln tours Richmond and sees the Confederate White House with a serious, dreamy expression. He did this on April 4th. He sat at Jefferson's desk and just stared off for a few moments, wondering, what would it be like to be this guy? 5 days later, on the 9th day, victory came. We had finally won the war between the Confederates. Robert E. Lee came down to the Appomattox courthouse and surrendered. The day after that, there were celebrations to be held. People were partying and everybody was happy. Slaves were freed, the slaves that were freed during our conquest, and everyone was happy and free. And now we're going with a special interview of Robert E. Lee with John down with him. He's right there with him right now. John?
Thanks, Peyton. We're here on the scene with Robert E. Lee, and he's here to discuss why he lost the Civil War. Robert?
We lost mainly because the Northerners, the Yankees, beat us in the war, and we couldn't take them. You know, I thought I could hold it up for my brothers and sisters in the South, and I guess I couldn't, but got a hand to them Yankees. They did, basically they beat us, and them gosh darn Negroes are now free, but hey, they're free, they got their rights. Whoopee.
Whoopee. Whoopee. Back to you, Peyton.
All right, and now on to sports. We have Braxton over there in the sports corner.
Let's talk about that horseback racing from last night. Things were going down. I'm gonna give it to my main man, Ollie, with Willie Houston and Buck. Off to you, Ollie.
All right, sir, I'm right here on the spot with Willie Houston and his horse, Buck. We're going to ask him a couple of questions about horse racing. What do you think about that last race, huh? Really? All right, fantastic. All right. I see you. I see it. A little bit more, huh? Great. All right. So, how was last year's competition with all the horses, Buck? Great. All right. I see you got a nice mane. Very nice. I see you like to be fancy with your boots and everything, like that, whip and everything. I see you. Very interesting man, Willie. Very interesting. Your butt. Nice hat. Nice mustache. I like it. This guy. Great. Interview more, I think. But yeah, horse racing is fantastic. Look at this guy. He wins championships. This is a horse that wins. Yeah. Back to you.
Hey guys, welcome back to our newscast. We just got back from Ollie interviewing Willie on horseback. Now we're heading over to Ollie again, interviewing people on their opinions on the 13th Amendment.
So how you feel about being not a slave anymore after the 13th Amendment?
Well, I'm not getting food. I'm not getting a bed. I don't have a house, and my family's gone. But I'm not getting whipped.
Okay, okay, okay. I see you. I see you. So what's your name, sir?
My name is Deperius Jaxarius Ton Perius Varius Jackson Darius the third, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, cubed. Paxton, flip Saxon, foot on, shoe off. Tyrone, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Q Darius,
All
the
right.
third.
Okay,
Shathid, Jackson.
okay. That sounds good. Can we just call you Jackson?
Yes, that'll do.
All right, all right. So how do you feel about not being a slave anymore after the 13th Amendment?
I'm happy. I was tired of my people getting whipped. I watched my parents get whipped, my grandparents. Before that we got separated, 'cause you know we were separated. I can finally go see my family. I can get married, have me some babies. I want to have a family. And with slavery ended, I can do that.
That's good. That's good. How about a high five? That's a high five.
We are very happy for Jackson here at the newsroom, and now we are going to go on to a short commercial break. We hope you enjoy this ad from our sponsor. Ever since Tyrone was a slave, he has endured very painful and harshful journeys, but now
I'm free!
join Tyrone on his adventures in the South on Channel 58. It starts at 6 p.m.
And now for some terrible news of the year. On April 14th, Abraham Lincoln was shot. He was enjoying a show at the Ford's Theater when John Wilkes Booth unsuspectingly snuck up behind him and shot him. Now at the time we didn't know it was John Wilkes Booth, but we did catch him and we figured out that's who it was. And it was a tragic day in American history.
On April 26, John Wilkes Booth was hiding in a barn. He was then shot and killed in Virginia.
On May 4th, Abraham Lincoln was buried in Springfield, Illinois. His body was first prepared on April 21st in Washington, D.C., and then deported out to Springfield, Illinois for burial. Apparently, 300 people accompanied his body on the way there, and he went through 180 cities. The journey was a 1,654-mile journey, and he made it all the way there, and you can visit his memorial out in Springfield, Illinois. On May 23rd and 24th, 1865, the nation held a big, huge parade celebrating the victory of the Civil War in Washington along Pennsylvania Avenue. This lasted for 2 days, and they wanted to have it just to boost the nation's morale.
And now for a quick commercial break from one of our sponsors. We hope you enjoy.
Are you a freed slave that can't read? Can you not add 1 + 1 and get 2? Come down to our school where we educate new slaves, not slaves, freed people. We are no longer slaves, and we can learn just like the white man.
The 13th Amendment that was passed in January 31st, 1865 has finally been ratified as of December 6, 1865. Slavery is finally abolished. Now we have some people outside waiting for interviews.
So, what's your name, sir?
My name? Well, my name is Young Slave Master Jebediah. Chrissy Cross Chris. But my friends call me KKK for short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the 13th Amendment being passed and slaves being free?
Well, I don't like it.
Why is that?
Well, there's this young Negro right next to me right now. And I'm not liking it. See, back in my day, back when, this amendment wasn't passed, I was whipping them for fun. And I like doing that.
Oh, okay. I feel you. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you later, KKK.
Yeah, you will.
On December 24th, 1865, a secret society has been formed who calls themselves the KKK, or better known as the Ku Klux Klan, has been formed by Confederate veterans whose names are James Calvin Jones, Frank O. McCord, John B. Kennedy, John C. Lester, James R. Crow, and Richard R. Reed. Nobody knows the real reason why they have created this group, but it is said they want to stop acts that the U.S. government want to pass for having blacks having a better life. Also, they want to have a better era of the South re-put in from back then. Now, we have an interview with a special member from the KKK named Clayton Bigsby. Let's go to him right now.
Let's talk about Chinese people with their kung fu and All that silly chang chang chong talk. I can't understand you. Go back to your country, white power.
Hey, did you know that the Streamline train was invented this year by Samuel Calthrop? Hopefully, this invention will create more business for railroad companies in the future, and maybe even create a better future for transportation.
And this is good night. I hope you guys had a good time on the show and liked everything we talked about happening all this year. I hope you had a great year, and I
Great
wish you a good night,
Good
and
night.
we'll see you next time.